video. Haven't really planned out an intro, but I just thought that I would introduce you to the next project that I have decided to take on. Who better to deserve his very own knit jumper than my dog Alister. So Alister is a 2-year-old European Doberman, and so he's quite a large breed. I just thought it'd be so fun to make him a really cool, funky sweater. I wanted to really try to challenge myself to make a camo sort of intarsia design. I was originally thinking of like an olive green. He had a cheap little jumper when we first got him. I'll show you how cute he was. But I just think that color is like perfect for him. He really does live up to that sort of guard dog thing that is known about Dobermans. So I just thought it'd be so fitting if I could make him like a really cool like camo style, like army pattern. I think it'll look really cool. I have a rough idea of what brand, what ply, and the colors that I'm going to be using. Probably find a intarsia graph for camo. I'm most likely going to have to make up my own graph, which I've never done before. I have absolutely no idea where I would start, but I'm going to try to, I'm going to make a plan, probably come up with a graph. I've got to take my doggy's measurements. So I'm probably just going to find a pattern that's suitable for a greyhound. Either that, or I'm just going to have to make up my own pattern and see how we go from there. But that's where I'm at right now. But first things first, we need to go and get his measurements. So you might as well come and meet Alister. I'll show you the process. This is gonna go well. Come here. Alright, you ready, Alister? Hang on. Good boy. Stay. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. Okay, shake. Stay. Good dog. Wait. Oi! Hang on. I got some more to do. Sit. Good. Get the front. Can you just stay, please? Good dog. Good boy. No. Can I get your arms, please? No. Stay. Boy. Yeah. Wait. You did good. So now I just have to create my own graph using these measurements. Get the wool and make a start. decided to kind of make up my own pattern with little bits here and there of what I've seen online. A lot of them said to knit it all in one piece, but my brain can just not, it just can't comprehend that right now. It's, for me right now, I think it'll be easier just to get my head around it to, I'm gonna knit it in separate pieces, so the back piece and then the stomach piece, and then the neck ribbing would be the last thing that I would be knitting up. I need to put in the graph, in the grid, which I haven't done yet, which I'm going to do after filming this. I could be updating this, but I think just the part that's intarsia, I think it will be 60 by 90 stitches. 60 by 90. Gotta double check that. But that's not too bad. I thought it'd be a little bit more than that. And then I'll just show you what I've done so far in terms of the intarsia grid pattern. I have used my iPad to come up with a general pattern that I liked, and I've just used a free app called Sketchbook. But I've just come up with my pattern, and I've gone through and added different layers just to make it the desired pattern that I want. And it took me quite a long time to find a camo pattern that I thought would look really nice, and I couldn't find any that have 5 colors, but I ended up adding this originally had only 4 colors. It didn't have the brown, but I ended up adding the brown to it last night. The next step would be to trace it onto some paper, onto some grid paper, and then just block out all the colors in square form, because obviously you can't do curves and stuff in intarsia. You can't do like half stitches and stuff, so that's going to take me quite a while. I'm going to get straight onto that. That is what I'm going to be doing for today. Yeah, I will show you whatever I get up to, and I'll let you know any problems that I face along the way. And let's get it started, finally.
You, love you. I love you. You also might be wondering why I'm painting it such a boring color. And originally when Tim said,
I am sure that there is a much easier way to do this. So this is really annoying. I just spent all this time doing a stupid hand-drawn graph when I knew that there was an easier way. I knew that I'd be able to do it on the iPad. Basically, what I did was I found a graph on Google Images. I'll show you. And I basically just dragged that other pattern on top of it, and I lowered the opacity. I can now trace the pattern on a new layer. I'm going to trace out all of the different designs, and then because it's 60 by 90, all I have to do, hopefully, is just color those boxes. So like, wish me luck with that. But yeah, let's see how this goes. It has been like an hour and a half, and I've done all of the dark green and all of the brown. Oops. And this is what it looks like. But I'm just going to take a break, eat something, and then I think maybe later on I'm gonna start the ribbing, and I'll come back to this tomorrow or maybe later on tonight, because it's still very early in the afternoon. But that's that for now, and I'll be back to it. Good morning. It is the next day, and I woke up a little bit earlier than usual, just because I need to do some things. It's my last day off of work before like another full week, so I've got to do a few things around the house, but I just had breakfast. I thought I could get straight into the knitting just for like, I don't know, maximum of a couple of hours. Don't want to spend all day doing it, but I think that in a couple of hours I can get quite a lot done. But there is one problem that I've come across. I finished the ribbing for the near the butt area. I will show you. So I did a total, how many rows did I do? I did 16 rows. 16 or 17, I think it's 16, of 1 by 1, sorry, knit 1 per 1, just to make the ribbing. And this, sorry I can't really show you properly, but this is what it is looking like. And that measures out of a length of around 9 centimeters, which is pretty good, I think. But as you can see, I have tried to start intarsia color changing, but I've come across a problem where I'm creating holes, and even though I've looked at a bunch of tutorials, I still can't wrap my head around why those holes are like occurring. I understand that each little section has to have its own little bobbin. Like that's why I left this tail for this, because I know that on the next row there's like 3 brown stitches, but then for the next like 8 rows there's no more brown. So I mean I figured that would be enough for 3 stitches. So I just left that because I didn't need a whole thing of a bobbin. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure there's a hole. And I'm not sure if it's because I've heard that you always pick up the, new under old. The old yarn to the left on top, and then you bring the new yarn from underneath and start working. And I think that should make a join. But then in some tutorials, they're like, don't worry about the holes, we'll weave them in later. It's like, well, is that normal? Is that normal to have holes? I don't know how to weave them in. And then there's another tutorial where it's like, oh, you just twist it this way and there will be no holes. So I don't know if I just continue knitting even though I see holes, or do I try to figure out how not to make holes? So that's why I only did like this much last night, because I just couldn't understand. Now that I look at it, it actually doesn't look like there's any holes. I guess I can weave them in later, but like if there's a way of doing it where you don't make holes, I don't know. I think it's probably worthwhile learning that way. But anyways, I'm going to continue this for the next couple of hours. Hopefully I can do a decent amount of rows, and I'll show you what it ends up looking like. And I'm definitely gonna have to get more wool because it's taken up around half of one just to make the ribbing. But we'll see how we go. But I'm going to look at a few more tutorials, see if I can figure out the whole wrapping the yarn thing. And I'm just going to follow my chart, changing colours, and try to leave bobbins where necessary. And I guess I'll show you once I've gotten a few rows in or something like that. So yeah, that's my little update, and I'll see you soon. Okay, so this is the first row of intarsia. There's so many starts and stops in this pattern, so I don't even want to show you the back. It looks so bad. That's the back, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like 11 bobbins already. So yeah, it's getting a little confusing already, and it's just my first row. But I figured out a way how to actually not make gaps, because I looked up a tutorial, and you just have to twist it in a certain way and it doesn't make gaps, so that you don't have to weave in the ends later. But I mean, it's looking alright. I'm having a lot of difficulty with not tangling up the bobbins, and also I don't really know how to determine how much I need. Like I need this color for the next like 3 rows, but I don't even know if that's enough or too much, but I don't know. We will see. But yeah, that's what I've got so far. So I think I underestimated this once again. It looks like a literal nightmare. What is this? It just terrifies me, the way that this looks. I'm really regretting trying to do such a complex pattern once again. The thing is, some of them are just like ends that need to be woven in, and these are technically bobbins, except some of them are really long. Like this one, I know that I'm going to have to do a big chunk, so I left that one long. But most of them are quite small, because they're only, you know, I only use like, let's just say this one, I only use it for like the next 2 rows. And I just actually find it easier to not roll them all into balls, because there's about 20 bobbins, 20 different strands here. And some of them change quite nicely, but then some of them are, like, I don't even know what that is. But from the other side, it looks really good so far, I think. This is showing up quite pink, but trust me, it's more of a brownie clay color. I found doing the Purl row a lot easier for some reason. Just, it made more sense how you twist the yarn and you catch the new colors so that they don't make holes. But for some reason the knit rows, which is I'm just about to do, my 3rd row, it doesn't make as much sense to me. But yeah, onto the 3rd row. So this is what it is starting to look like after 6 rows. I honestly think that I'm getting a little better. Obviously my tension is a little off. Like this part seems to be pretty straight because it's just like 5 of the same, but then it gets all lumpy and bumpy over here. But like generally, even though this is quite like a pinkish, very light brown, I can kind of see what it might look like. And I don't think I've got any holes anymore. I just really need to watch for the tension and which way I'm twisting. Hang on, let me see. Can I see? Do you like it? What do you think?
And that's how I kind of got through it. Also, just looking at Benson's face kind of helped too. But it slowly made my way up, chain up, getting them down. That didn't really make sense. But
What's for dinner? What's for dinner? Ooh. I'm gonna have some lasagna. That could be a good option. I just thought I'd get the camera out and talk because I'm currently all alone at home for the first time in a long time. For the first time in a while, and it's really dark outside and I'm kind of scared, if I'm being honest. So I just thought it'd be a good idea to talk to the camera. Might make me feel a little bit better. Alistair's outside, so I've put down the knitting for now, just because I was doing some other uni work, other work stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna make some dinner, and while I'm doing that, I was gonna discuss some things with you. So I'm going on a trip, just like a few days, 2 days I think, just like a really long, it's just like a lot of driving. So I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to take my knitting along, and because it's like 4-hour drive each way, and I don't know, I think I'd be able to get a lot done. You might see little snippets here and there. And I forgot to tell you, I'm a little bit of a liar. Alistair is actually not 2 years old yet. It's his, I just realized it's his birthday. It's his birthday next month. So I thought that this could be the perfect opportunity to make him a nice little birthday gift. If I get a lot done within the next week, because it's kind of the end of February and his birthday is in like the first week of March, or it might be the second week of March, yeah. Not that he knows it's his birthday or anything. I don't know. I just connected the dots in my head and I was like, oh, it's his birthday soon. I'll make him a birthday jumper. That's the plan anyways. Usually things don't go to plan. I'm gonna have some dinner now and relax. Alistair, look, you're on camera. I brought Alistair inside because I was scared. You're not allowed on the bed, you know. Just tonight. Yeah, I didn't end up having that lasagna. Found out I had meat in it. Gluten-free. But for some reason, I read that as vegetarian. But I still have it. Someone else can eat it.
Well, down south, London town.
when you get the... Oh, sorry, hang on.
So we're just on our way home and I'm gonna get another few hours worth of knitting done. And I'll show you what it looks like when we get home. We're home. Hello. One thing I didn't let you know is that I've started increasing on both of the sides to give like a tapered out shape. I thought I'd take this opportunity to actually tell you a little bit about Alister. His story and how he came to be with us. So Alister is a purebred like European Doberman. So we got him in 2021 around March, January, yeah, kind of mid-March. He came from a breeder closer to Canberra in the ACT, and so we had to travel quite a bit to go pick him up. There was also like a big wait for puppies because this particular breeder doesn't just keep breeding his dogs. He only breeds them like once every, he only produces pups once every 5 years or something. Had to wait a really, really long time to try to find like a breeder who knows what they're talking about and who does the right testing. Dobermans get this condition with their heart. So I can't remember what it's called, but he tests for that, and he tests for like lineage and family tree, DNA stuff. Well, we picked him up and my partner just fell in love with him instantly. It was like an instant connection. Seriously, the most confident puppy I've ever seen in my life. Hardly anything scared him, and he was always willing to give anything a go. We decided to name him Alister. I'm not really sure why. I'm pretty sure the meaning. We wanted like a traditional name that is typically not a dog name. We just thought it would be kind of funny because he's such a serious dog and serious breed, and to have like such a prestigious name would be funny. And I think the meaning of the name kind of ended up being relevant to his character. I think it means like protector or something like that. But yeah, I think it kind of just stuck, and people always get like a good laugh when we tell them that what his name is, and I mean, it just suits him now, I guess. That is the story of how Alister came to be. I'm just gonna add more green. So Alister's home. Just playing with the ball. Oops. What do you think, Alister? What do you think? The next step would be to measure the width of his chest, and it's gonna go like halfway down his stomach, and it's pretty much just going to be like a big rectangle piece. I think I'm just gonna do it in stocking knit stitch because that'll just be a lot easier. Most likely I'm just going to be going with the full chest piece of this colour. I just really don't know how much wool, like it'll probably take these 3 balls, and that means I'll need to go buy some more when I start the neck portion. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing next. So I'll kind of show you as I'm going along, bits and pieces. Okie dokie guys. I just thought I'd like to update you on what I've done so far. This has honestly, I started this last night and it's just worked up so quickly. Like it's taken me maybe 3 hours tops to get this. And this is like the front chest part. So I'm pretty sure that this is like where the neck is going to connect, and then it'll go under his chest, leading between his front legs, and then under his stomach. I did like a little bit of improvising. I'm not following a pattern or anything. So I decreased and then increased back up to the same amount of stitches to make like a semicircle decrease on both sides, which I think turned out really nicely. It's quite smooth. I just like did the basic decrease and increase, but I did it by 2s, like 2 decreases each row, 2 increases each row. So far I've used 1.5 of these, so I'm probably going to finish this ball and hopefully that'll be enough. And then I bought 2 more balls so that I can do the ribbing, the neck piece in rib stitch in the same colour. So I have finished the lining. I finished the lining for the fleece felt. Well, I guess it's called fleece on the main part. And I've also attached one side of the chest section. So I'm just going to connect. Oh, did I connect this side as well? It was really late last night. I can't remember doing that. So I guess I just got this end piece to connect. And then that's like, all the pieces are connected. I did run into a problem though, as usual. I didn't really take into account the neck opening. And it's massive. Like, it's super, super loose. Like it's massive. I've tried it on him and I've measured out, this should be the actual amount, but this piece here is like what's extra. So I really don't know how I'm gonna fix that. I might just do like a little dodgy sort of thing and kind of tuck this on the inside and then kind of sew it like, it will leave a line at the front, but like kind of sew it on the inside. Otherwise the neck opening is just too large. And then if I've got time, I will, so this is one of the leg parts, I will do a small amount of knit and then maybe a small rib section to kind of hug his legs. I'll see you guys soon. I don't know if I've shown you. It's not the best solution, but I've actually taken it in the middle. Like, it looks alright up until I actually started, I don't know, just created a weird shape. And this is what it looks like on the inside, where there's like extra fabric. I tried to like lay it flat, but next step is to try it on, see how it fits, and then if all is well, I can start the neck ribbing. So let's get straight into that. And yes, I am wearing odd socks. Wow, Alistair, that's a much better fit. No, come. Come, sit. Yes, good boy. Hang on. Come. Sit. Good job. Hang on. So I'm super happy with the way that it fits. Forgot to tell you, I'm also switching to the 6.5. I'm switching to that to do the ribbing. So I'll be doing that.
There we go. We have a vest. So we're gonna...
I just realized today that it's Alistair's birthday. He's 2 years old today. And I'm just getting ready really quick because I just found out that we're actually taking Alistair out for his birthday, and we're gonna go get him like a nice treat and buy him like a couple of toys, take him for a really nice walk. And so I'm really excited because it's the first really cold, rainy day that we've had in a long time. I'm literally about to finish his jumper, and I thought it would be so awesome if he could wear his jumper out today for his birthday. Oh my gosh, the whole thing unraveled. I just thought I could get some footage of him out and about wearing his jumper, even though it's not 100% done. Right now I'm just finishing off the left armhole ribbing. Ran out of the light green, so there's a little bit less light green on this side. But I think I've got around 3 rows I've got around 3 rows to go for the ribbing, and then he'll be able to wear it out. I'm gonna quickly do that because I've got probably around 20 minutes, and then I'm going to tuck in the ends. It's still not going to be 100% done. It's just so that he can wear it out today, and then I'll probably finish it properly tonight so that I can take some proper videos sometime this week of him wearing it. See you later, guys.
On this? Good boy. That's for you. That's for you. Good boy. You want that?
It's been a couple days since I showed you those last videos of when we took Alister out for his birthday, his 2nd birthday. So yeah, it's been a couple days since I mainly finished the dog jumper, dog sweater, but I've made some adjustments and it's pretty much done. Taken me a little bit longer than I thought just because I messed up in a few places, and I decided to add a lining, which I thought I wouldn't end up doing, but it turned out alright. I'm going to insert some videos of Alistair wearing it. I thought I can just do a quick overview of how it turned out and the things that kind of went wrong, things that went right, things I probably would have preferred to do a little bit differently. First things first, the overall design turned out pretty okay. I was worried for a little while that it looked too much like Minecraft, just because it's a little bit more blocky than I would have liked it to be. It's just because I made my own intarsia pattern, and so it's like, yeah. I think that the majority of people would be able to tell that it's supposed to be like a camo print, at least. So I don't think I completely failed in that sense, but like, yeah, especially from far away, I think, and especially on camera, I think it really does resemble the camo. I'm really glad that I went with the dark green for the neck and the little leg cuffs, because, oh, and the stomach area, just because it doesn't take away from the main pattern on the back. Something that could have turned out a little bit better is the overall pattern turned out quite bumpy. I'm not really sure why that is. It probably would have been fixed if I blocked it, but I just didn't have time and I didn't feel like doing that. I'm pretty sure it's because, you know, of all the twisting actions and stuff. When I was changing colors, I didn't want to make holes and then fill up the holes later, weave in the holes later. So I just did twisting, and I guess that just made it a little bit lumpy. I am pretty impressed with how the lining turned out. It's just a cheap blanket, fleece blanket material, but I hand sewed that in and it looks okay. It's pretty secure and it hides all of the nasty ends that I kind of weaved in and tied. So that was the main purpose, but Alistair was wearing this the other day and it was raining, and I felt under his jumper and he was super toasty warm. So I'm really glad that I put that extra layer of warmth. I'm sure that Alistair appreciated it. In terms of overall fit, it fits him pretty well. Although I will admit, it's a little bit short on him. It's supposed to just reach his tail, but it kind of sits 1.5 inches up from his tail, which doesn't look too bad. But when he walks, it moves around. But other than that, it fits him really snug, and it covers most of his back except that little part near his tail. So, you know, that keeps it nice and warm. A huge mistake that I did was the front panel. Believe me when I say that I tried to measure Alistair's chest in the best way possible, and I even like decreased where I thought his legs were going to be. Turns out that wasn't correct at all, and I ended up taking it in, and basically what I did was I folded it, like you can probably tell, but I folded it in, and then I just like hand sewed the seam together to make it like smaller. So that's why there's a little indent, because if you look on the inside, little flap here is like all the extra, that's like all the extra fabric, but I've pressed it down, and when he wears it you can't actually tell. So that was definitely my biggest mistake, because I wasn't following a pattern, but it fits him pretty nicely and it doesn't look too bad, I think. And there's a little bit more light green in his right sleeve than the left sleeve, just because I ran out of green when I was doing the left sleeve, which was the last sleeve that I worked on. But I made up for that by just adding a little bit more of the dark green to kind of even out the length. But you can't really tell from far away. I wish I made the sleeves longer, and I definitely would have made them longer. Right now, the sleeves are just sitting above his elbows, which is still, it's an okay spot, but I did want to cover his legs up a little bit just to keep him warmer. But I ran out of wool, so that's why they're only little itty bitty sleeves. So with the neck ribbing, I originally wanted to do it a lot longer. I wanted it to pretty much cover all the way up his neck, but it kind of just covers like halfway, which is all right because it leaves like room to see his collar at the top. So I wish I made that a little bit longer, or at least if I had made this double length, I could fold it over. I could fold it over and make like a double thickness for his neck. I unintentionally created like these triangles at the front when I decreased for the neck, because the neck kind of, if you can see a little bit, it kind of decreases and goes like this a little. So if you can see, there's like two triangle shapes just here and just here, and I like the shapes. I unintentionally made them, but I wish that I had made them evenly. You see, this one starts where the color work ends, where the intarsia ends, but then this one starts just before. So if I could have just moved this one a little bit over, it would have been even. But you can't really tell. That's pretty much it. I am done this sweater, and hopefully he gets a lot of wear out of it this winter. And that's another knit project done. It took me a little bit longer than expected. I wanted to thank you for coming along for the journey of making this dog sweater. It's the first time that I've made a dog sweater, a dog jumper. I didn't use any pattern, kind of just general knowledge that I know about knitting, just kind of made it up on the way. Of course, I'll link some videos down below for just general tips about knitting, some techniques that I use to make this. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a lovely rest of your day. Toodles!